I'm Christina Aguayo in Dallas, and here are your top stories. Anti-ICE activists were bragging about blowing the cover of ICE agents who were trying to arrest a murder suspect near a high school in Somerville, Massachusetts, which is a sanctuary city. Activists took to social media to talk about how members of the community intervened in ICE operations by surrounding their vehicle and allegedly obstructing any arrests, claiming that ICE was, quote, attempting to kidnap a bunch of high school kids.
ICE just tried to abduct a bunch of kids and parents right here at Somerville High School, and so many community members showed up that ICE just left. Remember, you are the major power in your community. If you show up with people you trust quickly, you can protect kids, you can protect families. So form information networks, know where ICE is in your community, and show up. They will just leave.
However, according to a statement from ICE Boston, agents were targeting a suspected murderer near Somerville High School and had to leave when their cover was blown. The Somerville Public School District released a statement confirming ICE never stepped foot on SPS school property, saying, quote, please know that federal law enforcement agencies have not come onto any SPS school property. While they may have been seen nearby, we have not had an incident of ICE activity on school grounds. A high school student with a 4.42 GPA and an SAT score of 1590 was rejected by 15 of the 18 colleges he applied for. Stanley Zong is also ranked in the top 1% of the USA Computing Olympiad, built a free e-signing platform, reached the semifinals of Google Code Jam, and placed second in MIT's Battle Code. Out of the more than 2 million kids who take the SAT each year, he's one of about 2,000 to score 1590 or higher. Plus, Zong had an offer at a PhD-level job at Google before even graduating high school. He planned to study computer science, but was rejected by Cal Poly, San Luis Obispo, Georgia Tech, MIT, Stanford, UC Berkeley, and a host of other colleges. Only the University of Texas at Austin and the University of Maryland, with respective 31% and 44% admission rates, accepted him. So, Zong decided to take Google's job offer and has been working as a full-time software engineer since October. Google first tried to recruit him when he was 13 years old because his online coding was so advanced the company thought he was an adult. Many are now pointing out that stories like this are popping up everywhere, making people openly question whether merit matters anymore at colleges and universities in the United States. Others are saying that college admissions are being taken up by illegal migrants. As data shows, more than 450,000 illegals are enrolled in college, most of whom are given in-state tuition and financial aid. Some of the richest politicians in the nation live in California. Check this out. Governor Gavin Newsom is worth about $30 million. Representative Nancy Pelosi, who's been in office for 38 years, is worth $120 million. Failed presidential candidate Kamala Harris has a net worth of $8 million, while Maxine Waters, who's held a seat in Congress for more than 3 decades, is worth $2 to $3 million. Together, these California politicians are worth $161 million. This from a state that is $78 billion in debt, has a homeless population of almost 190,000, which is 24% of the nation's homeless population, and is home to at least 2 million illegal migrants, with more than 12% of students having at least one parent who is illegal. Newly released emails from the Biden White House confirm that the Biden administration hid cancer concerns over the East Palestine trail derailment in Ohio, instead telling residents that the air, water, and soil were safe. According to the emails, Biden's White House admitted behind closed doors that there would likely be an increase in cancer clusters after carcinogenic vinyl chloride was released into the atmosphere and water systems. The train carried about 1 million pounds, which is roughly 115,000 gallons of vinyl chloride. Biden administration officials, including FEMA, the White House, and the National Security Council, privately talked about a potential cancer cluster because of the release of toxic chemicals, specifically that vinyl chloride, even though the Biden administration told the public that the area was safe. On February 3, 2023, the Norfolk Southern freight train carrying hazardous materials derailed in East Palestine, Ohio, near the Pennsylvania border. The derailment caused a fire, and to prevent an explosion, authorities set up a controlled burn of the vinyl chloride, releasing toxic fumes and a black plume of smoke over the town. The vinyl chloride leaked into the air, soil, and nearby nearby waterways, including the Ohio River. It ended up killing more than 43,000 fish and affected 16 U.S. states through precipitation. The EPA confirmed that the vinyl chloride leaked into the area, affecting a region with 25 million people. Even so, the EPA said the area was safe for residents to return on February 8, 2023, saying that air and water tests showed no significant contamination. That was 5 days after the derailment. People who live in the area started reporting health issues like headaches, rashes, nausea, and breathing problems. They also claimed the White House, FEMA, and the National Security Council, all operating under Joe Biden, were aware of these risks but downplayed them publicly to avoid panic or political fallout, causing people to mistrust elected officials. Now the emails confirm that the Biden White House knew of the health risks, sent internal warnings about those health risks, and privately raised alarms about a potential cancer cluster in East Palestine because of the spread of cancer-causing toxins. A FEMA leader reportedly stated, quote, "The occurrence of a cancer cluster in EP is not zero, indicating acknowledgement of long-term health risks." Joe Biden visited East Palestine, Ohio, over a year after the train derailed, while President Trump visited less than 3 weeks after the derailment. Trump met with community members, distributed water and supplies, and criticized the Biden administration's response. 5 Democrats, including city council members, were charged with 156 election-related crimes connected to absentee ballot fraud. It happened during the 2023 Democratic mayoral primary in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Incumbent Mayor Joe Ganim was running against challenger John Gomes. Ganim won by a 2-to-1 margin in absentee ballots. The suspects were caught on surveillance video, including Wanda Getter-Pataki stuffing multiple absentee ballots into drop boxes. That's when Gomes filed a lawsuit. A new primary was ordered by Superior Court Judge William Clark because of, quote, mishandled ballots that undermined the election's legitimacy. After the investigation, 5 people were arrested. 68-year-old Wanda Getter-Pataki, the vice chairwoman of the Bridgeport Democratic Town Committee, is facing 92 of those charges. 53-year-old Alfredo Castillo, the city council member, is facing 18 counts. Illinois Democrats worked to pass a climate impact fee, which would add a $1.50 tax to anything delivered to your home, including Amazon, to help pay for a $771 million budget shortfall. Governor J.B. Pritzker has racked up a massive fiscal shortfall for the Chicago Area Regional Transportation Authority, so the Democrats plan to pay for it with a climate impact fee that would apply to all retail deliveries. The fee applies to all orders except prescription and non-prescription drugs, as well as groceries, meaning services like Amazon or DoorDash would be taxed, but not pharmacy deliveries or grocery store orders. The bill passed in the Illinois Senate and has yet to be taken up by the House. Illinois has over 8,000 taxing authorities. The Democrat-run state also has one of the highest property tax rates in the nation at 2.32%, with the national average being 0.86%. The median annual tax bill is $5,055, which is double the national median of $2,457. A 2025 Adam report notes that 6 of the top 20 U.S. cities with the highest property tax rates are all in Illinois. In addition, the average combined state and local sales tax rate is 24% higher than the national average at 8.86%. And Illinois has the second highest gas tax at 66.5 cents, only behind California. The national average is around 31 cents per gallon. Congresswoman Maxine Waters' campaign was found guilty of violating multiple election laws and was ordered to pay $68,000. The FEC is ordering the campaign committee of Waters to pay the fine for multiple campaign finance violations during her 2020 re-election campaign. The FEC said the campaign didn't correctly report how much money it was taking in or spending in 2020, accounting for hundreds of thousands of dollars. It also accepted donations that were over the legal limit, $19,000, and made $7,000 in cash payments, which is against the rules. To settle the issue without going to court, the campaign agreed to pay the fine and send its treasurer, David Gold, to an FEC training program within a year to learn the rules. The campaign said the mistakes weren't on purpose and were just errors. They fixed their financial reports and returned or redirected the extra donations. This is not the first time Waters' campaign has been in the spotlight for financial reasons. In fact, in 2023, 2023, Waters' campaign paid her daughter, Karen Waters, $192,300 for a, quote, slate mailer operation between January 2021 and December 2022. The money was part of over $1.2 million paid to her daughter since 2004 for campaign work. Additionally, in 2010, the House Ethics Committee investigated Waters for alleged conflict of interest violations related to assistance provided to a bank linked to her husband. Many online critics are calling the fine a slap on the wrist, with others pointing out that if she was a Republican, she would be, quote, expelled from Congress and be under an FBI investigation looking at prison time. The $68,000 fine ends the FEC's investigation. Acting ICE Director Todd Lyons ripped into reporters after agents were criticized for wearing masks while conducting deportation arrests. Watch.
I'm going to answer the mask question. So, no, not the mask, the mask. So, a lot of agencies were invited to come out 2 weeks ago in Los Angeles where we ran an operation where ICE officers were doxxed. So let's just say that again. People are out there taking photos of the names, their faces, and posting them online with death threats to their family and themselves. So I'm sorry if people are offended by them wearing masks, but I'm not going to let my officers and agents go out there and put their lives on the line and their family on the line because people don't like what immigration enforcement is. They are wearing those masks because we ran an operation with the Secret Service where we arrested someone that was going online, taking their photos, posting their families, their kids' Instagram, their kids' Facebooks, and targeting them. So let me ask, is that the issue here, that we're just upset about the masks? Or is anyone upset with the fact that ICE officers' families were labeled terrorists?
That's what you need to know. In Dallas, Christina Aguayo.